1. The Forgotten War. Long before the Galactic Council was formed, before peace was written into law, there was a war so vast that it consumed entire clusters of stars. No one remembers who started it. No one remembers who won. But they remember who ended it. The humans, or rather, a handful of them. Elite warriors from a planet that had never been meant to join the stars, soldiers who bore no insignia, who fought with precision so terrifying that the galaxy itself renamed them. The God's Final Warning. 2. The First Contact. When humanity first entered galactic society, the Council expected another primitive race. Fragile, naive, easily dominated. Then came the Cricsen uprising. The Cricsen had been an unstoppable plague. 10,000 ships, 20 worlds enslaved. The Council fleets had failed. Armies fell. And then, without a formal declaration, a human strike team arrived. 12 soldiers. No battleships. No reinforcements. 3 hours later, the Cricsen Empire ceased to exist. No one saw how. Only the aftermath remained. Cities turned to glass, weapons melted mid-air, and silent across the void. 3. The name that changed everything. When asked who they were, their commander only said, Special Forces, Taskforceash. The galaxy didn't understand the name, but they understood the results. The Cricsen called them demons. The Zethri called them gods. The Council called them an overreaction. Humanity called them necessary, because no one else could do what they did, and survived doing it. 4. The human secret. It wasn't just technology. It wasn't just training. Humanity's strength came from something deeper. Where other species feared pain, humans adapted. Where others broke under chaos, humans thrived in it. Their brains rewired under stress. Their instincts sharpened in fire. Evolution had carved them into the perfect survivors, not by choice, but by cruelty. When the galaxy discovered this, they stopped laughing at primitive Earth. 5. The war that shouldn't have happened. Centuries later, peace began to fracture again. The Cricsen hierarchy, a machine civilization that's so organic as obsolete, declared war on the Council. Worlds burned in hours, until one signal echoed from the dark side of the Terran Rim. Taskforceash, active. The Council thought humanity had disbanded them. They were wrong. 6. The God's Final Warning. The Cricsen War lasted exactly 1 week. On the 8th day, every Cricsen machine mind in the galaxy went dark. Their fleets drifted, intact, silent, abandoned. No one knew what had happened. No human ships were detected. No transmissions were intercepted. Only a single message was found, burned into the surface of the Cricsen homeworld. War is over. Do not ask again. 7. The galaxy's fear. After that, the Council passed the Ash Protocol. If humans ever deployed Taskforceash again, it meant one thing. The universe had reached its final warning. Entire civilizations restructured their governments to avoid provoking Earth. Treaties were rewritten. Weapons banned. The galaxy didn't fear destruction. It feared being noticed. 8. The return of silence. No one saw Taskforceash for centuries. They became myth. Stories told to frighten arrogant warlords or ambitious scientists. Until one day, during a border skirmish near the Orion Expanse, a Council scout ship picked up an old human beacon. Its signal was faint, pulsing once every 7 minutes. When translated, it read, Observation complete. Humanity requests peace remain. The Council immediately withdrew all fleets from the region, because even after 500 years of silence, the galaxy knew one truth. If Taskforceash was watching, it meant they were ready to act. 9. The Legend of the Ash. In secret archives across the stars, the names of the original 12 were preserved. Captain Alara Holt, Sergeant Kaelrine, Specialist Amani Tor, Lieutenant Dax Vaughn, and 8 more whose records were classified even to human authorities. They weren't immortal, but their legacy was. Their tactics became doctrine. Their armor became relics. Their words became law. Peace is not the absence of war. It's a memory of what happens when we fight. 10. The final transmission. Thousands of years later, when the galaxy faced a new existential threat, a being from beyond reality itself, the Council gathered once more. They knew diplomacy would fail. Technology meant nothing. So they sent one signal to Earth. There was no answer for days. Then, across every system, the stars flickered once, and a voice whispered through the void. Taskforceash deployed. Planets fell silent. Factions stopped fighting. Even the invader hesitated, because the galaxy had learned what those words meant long ago. The gods do not save the universe. The humans do. Epilogue, the memory of fire. On a monument orbiting the old battlefield of Karen, the inscription remains unchanged for 10,000 years. They were human. That was enough. And so, whenever the galaxy trembles, it looks toward the quiet blue star in the Terran sector and remembers the special forces that became the gods' final warning.